Yeah. So yeah, man, I just posted a video about how Ciara and Future were beefing. This corny motherfucker called her a bitch on Twitter and whatnot. But the gist of it is he said she's not letting him see his child, baby Future, which makes sense because he's a really whack rapper and a fake singer who uses autotune. And I could understand her not wanting him to know his father because look at the music he makes. If his music is any indication of who he is as a person, with the shit he talks about, Tony Montana, talking about some old corny shit about being a sellout and a coon, street shit, selling drugs, coon shit that doesn't even matter. The type of shit that, anyways, I almost said something I shouldn't be saying. So let me not give my full opinion on just enough. But for one thing, I don't believe in women keeping their children away from their child, all jokes aside. Here's what comedian Lil Duval said on Twitter. He said, and I quote, "Let Future see his son." Now, I totally agree with that. So Lil Duval went on to say this on Instagram. He said, and I quote, "Fellas, we got to stand behind Future, how these dumb hoes standing behind Ciara. Women will defend another woman, even if the woman is wrong. That's why they winning. Because they too fucking understanding. So we got to do the same. And if you got a brother, husband, or son with a evil baby mama, you got to speak up too. You got to speak up too." What type of retarded? He must be from the South. Anyway, can't let these basic hoes keep winning. Power to the good dads out there. We let this ride, and next thing you know, yo baby mama think it's okay too. Fuck that. With a black power fist. No, seriously, that's a male power fist. That's some old male rights activism shit right there. You know what? I totally agree with Lil Duval. I've been meaning to speak more about this whole. First of all, I'm going to be talking about male abortion more often. You might say, what the fuck is male abortion? When a man walks out of the child's life. Because women have an option, but men are told to man up. We can't tell women to women up because women are weaker than men. So the only way for a woman to man up is to, I guess, get a sex change. Because men are stronger than women in every way. And the truth hurts people's feelings. And I'm going to be talking about it more often. And people are going to be crying. And it's just going to be too freaking bad. But I black out. Then I go in. Curfew. But here's the deal. Lil Duval is right. These women think that they can just do whatever they want. They'll say it's my choice, my body if I have an abortion. And they decide to keep the baby and not murder it. They'll give birth to the child. And then they say, I have total control over this person that's a separate entity from me. They basically think that they're like the master and the child is their slave. The child is their pawn to be used in a game where they're able to basically take money from the man, thousands of dollars a month, 10, 20, 50, however many $1,000 a month, as if a woman's living expenses are that much, and they need to stop calling it child support. And what they need to do is call it what it actually is, which is parental punishment. It's basically the court system's way of saying, hey, you went and fucked around and got this woman pregnant. Now we're going to punish you with parental punishment that we formerly call child support. And you're going to pay her until this child becomes an adult. And there's no legal requirements, at least that I know of, for the woman to put any money to the side for the child and whatnot. Now, I can understand if there was a trust fund made with, let's say, 50% of the money and the child got every single penny of that half when they turn 18. It would make, a lot more sense. Because in that way, the money would actually go to but then you might say, well, the child will be 18, they can go get a job or whatever. But here's the deal. A lot of the times these mothers are irresponsible. They're just using the money to buy materialistic things, shoes, bags, spending the money on other men. So, they're basically trying to be a bad bitch, like Amber Rose wrote that corny book, How to Be a Bad Bitch, How to Be a Bad Mother. How to Be a Bad Bitch. So basically, they're not really thinking about the child. They're just thinking about themselves. And that's really what child support or parental punishment or papa's punishment is all about. That's really all it is. It's just a way to say, fuck you, men. Here, you wanted to stop giving to this woman, so we're going to make you continue to give to her. All it is just another form of welfare for women. It's really womb fear, like womb welfare for worthless women. But whatever. I digress. I'm going to be talking about that shit more often. I don't really have time here, but what I am going to say is this. Speaking of that cunt Amber Rose, that fucking lab mouse or white hood rat, here's what Wiz Khalifa's baby mama had to say about it all on Instagram. She went to the Shade Room's posting where they posted what Lil Duval said, rather reposted it. Here's what Amber Rose posted. She basically put this sad, disgusted looking facial expression. And that's been a really popular thing in recent times for like these really stupid women that cannot articulate themselves, that can't figure out what to say, how to say it, and when to say what they need to say. Basically, women who are not very bright have been using these goddamn facial emojis and stupid ass facial expressions to show what they think about something or the way that they feel, and you're supposed to be able to read their facial expression. It's really fucking annoying. It's like, why not just type a message? But when you're not articulate, you know, what is she gonna, I mean, she's the bitch who wrote the book How to Be a Bad Bitch. How to Be a Bad Mother is what it should have been titled, but whatever. How to Be a Bad Bitch. Disgusting. She has about as much sense as she has hair. But anyways, shout out to Lil Duval for putting these bitches on blast. You know, these women using these children to get a free check is disgusting. And I'm not saying that men should not give, you know, should not contribute something to their child's upbringing. I definitely believe that they should give up something. But $10,000 fucking dollars a month is ridiculous. 20,000, 50,000, 100. It's all just off the chain. And if I'm not mistaken, Future said he gives Ciara $15K a month, 15,000. What the hell would she need with that much money to raise that child? And doesn't she have a fucking job? Doesn't she do something? I mean, isn't she a celebrity as well? Why in the hell would he give up that much money? That's $180,000 a year. That's just insane to me. And, you know, they probably adjust it. Like if he ends up making more money, he'll probably have to pay more. And for the record, that's $3,240,000 within an 18-year period. Most people don't make that amount of money in their whole lifetime. But he has to give that up within an 18-year period. Disgusting. But this is all my opinion. I'll talk about this in detail later. Let me know what you think about it all below. Be sure to subscribe to the Meat Magazine YouTube channels. Visit meatmagazine.blogspot.com. Follow me on Twitter at Meat Magazine. Whose side are you on? Ciara's? Future's? That Russell guy that's simping and trying to get the pussy but's never gonna fucking get it? Since Ciara doesn't want to fuck him, she fucked Future, got pregnant with a baby outside of wedlock, then closed up shop. She closed up the goddamn cookie jar and said, "You can't get no cookie, Russell." What do you think about that fucking simp? The new man who is not getting any ass, even though the bad boy Future got it. What do you think about Lil Duval? What do you think about Amber? Let me know what you think about it all below. Meat Magazine on YouTube, meatmagazine.blogspot.com. Follow me on Twitter at Meat Magazine. This shit is a mess.